Hi everyone, welcome back to Through Alchemy. So today's reading is going to be all about what can I appreciate about myself in the moment. We have three piles from the left to right. The first pile is Pink Opal. The second pile is Polychrome Heart. And the third pile is Tree Agate. Pause if you need a little longer. Pick the one which calls your name the most. Now I'm going to begin with pile number 1. Hello, pile number 1. If you chose the Pink Opal, this is going to be your reading. I just heard like I never go out of style or something about you is very traditional, Western, yeah, contemporary. Something about you is. We have the card Monarch. So this is the Emperor energy number 4, Aries. This is um this is fire and air both, with all the transformative butterflies. You know, the Emperor is someone who is very assertive, right? And someone who is very determined about asserting their own sovereignty in life. In I kind of sense that you have had a lot of difficulty in life, um, and I think that it has made you in this person, whether you're a man or a woman. You embody this masculine energy in life, which I don't know, if you're a woman, you think that's bad, but it's not. Um, I think that for the woman, I'm getting a message that you sometimes feel like being this way is not good for you, but I think that you have been doing, now this is for both genders, you have been doing it what life requires from you to survive here. This life is a game of survival, right? A lot of things happen which break us emotionally, which break us mentally, which sometimes are also hazardous to our physical body, right? Harmful. And I feel like you have done things that are mandatory for you to survive. It's like kill or get killed kind of a thing that I pick up. I just saw triple two, so that must be very true for somebody. Um, I'm gonna see what comes up. I take cards as I'm guided to place upright or reverse. That's just how I read. You might be very good at admitting your own mistakes, taking accountability, because I feel like for a person like you to, be at this place in your life. I'm going to take both cards in reverse. We have the Truth, so this is Ace of Swords in reverse. Okay, they're telling me to put this upright and take this card in reverse. We have the Hierophant in reverse, so we have two heavy energies. We have Taurus as well with the Aries, so again, very authoritative. You don't just work in one way, is what I'm seeing. You are somebody that will do and modify themselves according to the situation, and that is such a bane and a boon, is what I feel. I feel like because you are so flexible, or because like how I would view the Emperor is quite different with how your energy is expanding or unfolding in front of me, right? And it kind of tells me that you are someone who, I feel like you had no choice but to be strong. you had no choice but to focus, discipline yourself, whether your parents taught you that or not, whether you were, like, there comes a point where an individual has to accept that this is what I was taught, and my parents did it to their best of their abilities, but now I think it's time for me to unlearn or learn new things, right? So it's not exactly where I see you completely. You might have childhood wounds, anger, right? I was picking up on that, but I feel like there's this acceptance coming in within you, no matter what your age is. I think that your divine path has unfolded. I'm hearing 25 years. Something about the age 25 is very prominent over here. I'm also getting Saturn energy with Scorpio, so there could have been some sort of abuse, or I'm getting like, if not abuse in the sense that you receive that, you would do that to yourself. So, and I know this is a very sensitive thing to assume, but I feel like over here, when I say that you have done that to yourself, is almost like self undoing. Like you have created situations for yourself in your early teenhood, or adulthood as well. Excuse me, I think adulthood. So that's when you had to really, really, like, I think, mold yourself and unlearn a lot of self-destructive behaviors that basically were just not serving you, like they just would not help you in life, and you realize that they were quite self-destructive. I just got a little bit like, I zoned out even when I was speaking, so it's almost like maybe you used to do things in a default mode. um, and I feel like you could be quite psychic, because I'm very tapped into the energies over here. Like you could have some gifts that help you, because with the truth, it's almost like the blessings, that Archangel Michael gives us, like the blessing of seeing the truth, which can also, often break our heart a lot of times, where the Hierophant is almost like you redirect yourself. I told you, protection and magic, you definitely have some psychic abilities, and with protection, I'm seeing that, you're locked in with the divine. Like, I think that you sometimes might have seen this as a problem or something that you didn't like before. I remember I had a phase where I was being divinely protected from my own flaws and like my own self-destructive behaviors, and I would just be in a corner like, oh my god, like why the fuck is the universe not supporting me, until I grew up a little bit more and I realized, like, okay, you would have really, really they would have really taken you down another path which you did not want to go. So I think that you could have done that for yourself. You could have recognized that your higher self plays in a very big role in protecting you over here. So I think um, it's in a way when I'm telling you that your higher self is no different or apart from you just because it's in a different dimension that you perceive to be. Your higher self is basically your future self that is guiding you right now in the present moment to make what changes that your past self couldn't or still needs to change or reshape their future. I hope that was a little bit clearer. I know I messed up a little bit of it. I don't know how to explain that concept myself, but I think that you need to understand that your future self is a part of you, right? It's just your future self, like your higher self is your future self, that is just telling you what to do in the present so that you can basically probably reach there, right? So I see that you could be quite closely linked with your higher self, even though the Hierophant is in reverse. I think that you don't always go with what things are at face value because of the Ace of Swords here as well. Illumination. See, like they're just literally confirming everything that I am suspecting about you. Pile number one. What you can appreciate about yourself in this moment is the fact that you are somebody who can see things for what they are. Oftentimes we don't want to see it, but I think that you see it and might overlook. Determination. I see that how, we have fear, ghost, and determination. This really gives me like, we have energy as well. So this really gives me like you would be someone who will sort of like push through the fear. And I think that you take time out in solitude to low-key give yourself that time. I don't think that you are somebody that really likes to be in their feminine energy all the time. You might struggle with that, but I think you get the job done. You get the job done. And I also feel like when I say that, it's almost giving me like if somebody has to rely on you for something, there's a lot of discipline to you. Like you are a trustworthy person for people in your lives. Um, People in your life. I'm picking up on a message from your past life. I constantly see a lot of like physical injuries, like bleeding, cutting. I don't know if you have like um, army dreams or something, like you're very fond of army, navy, or World War I is what I'm picking up. Like there's something that you carry from past life. Now this might not be for everyone, but whoever this is, you know, when you have this fascination for war, crime, prisoners, you know, World War, Nazi, Cold War, Soviet Union. There's something about these things where I feel like there is a relation to your past life because of your archetype in a way which is very authoritative. So I'm not implying that you're some gang leader or you were some, um, corporate leader as well, but I feel like there is this archetype within you, and who knows, you might have been, but there's this archetype within you where it's like I got to see things past the illusion, and if I don't find the answer, I have to ghost. Like I am going to become a ghost in my life to other people. It's almost like there's a part of you which will completely take away all that energy and time and put it into themselves so that they can find the right answer for themselves. This is kind of the way I see you um, moving forward in life, and at any given point of time, it's like you don't listen to other people. That's also one of your good traits. Like now, that can also be a bane and a boon. A lot of things that you have is very natural. I don't want you to think that, oh my god, because I have these qualities, they can also be harmful for me. Um, because there's somebody out there who thinks that their super qualities, their superpowers are bad. They're not bad. You just need a little bit more discernment to use them, and I think that what actually messes it up is your childhood trauma. So I see that nevertheless, these are blessings in your life that help you move forward, and I feel like you have this assertiveness, and it's like you're building your own throne. And if you have not, be patient for it. Okay, be patient with it yourself. I just saw 1212. So be patient with yourself and be patient for it, because it is gonna come, whether it works out or not, whether it does work out or not, whether it takes time, whether it's fast-paced. Consistency, pile number one. I think that not only is this a reminder, but this is also an applaud for how you have been. You are consistent, and I think that you might have this side of you which is like overcritical, like, oh, I'm not doing this right now, I gotta be on the grind. It's okay, you're a human, and I have nothing else to say, because I feel like you are a smart person who'll figure it out as it is. I feel like you're quite hard-headed. You don't listen to other people, and I think your internal compass does help you a lot, and maybe it's for good reasons why you don't listen to people, because a lot of times people just throw their limitations at us. So I wonder if everything that I'm saying is something that you already understand. It is in your knowledge data book, in your brain, and I feel like these are things that you have collected. You have wisdom from, I'm hearing past lives. I keep getting like a past life connection over here. Blessed. See, like if you could hear, I was shuffling the deck for so long, and this is the only card that comes out with Imagine and Chaos and Conflict. I see that you are someone that when you have this difficult situation in your life, something you don't like, and I think that you would go out there, and I want to pick another card. I feel that, see, clean it up. It's like you would just you would first of all start imagining. You have that gift of manifestation. You would start imagining what it would be like, and I think that you would surprise yourself with how and where your mind wanders in your imagination. And I think you would try to almost like imagine what it would like, what it would feel, and you would do all the manifesting things, because see how these cards are sitting on them, right? So I did not intend to take out 4 cards over here, but they did come up. So we have imagination and determination. Like, you would be determined to think like, how will I feel, and then you would see like how it is in the moment, which is so natural that fear would come up. And then with blessed, you would go inside your cave and remind yourself with ghosts that you are this person who can and who has overcome things in their life before. So we have 33, 22 again, 2 mirroring numbers. For me, 22 is about union and 33 is a master number about self mastery. And then we have 21 and 20, which is progressional numbers. So we have 20, 21 and 22, which is progression, right? So no matter what happens with the 21, clean it up, and the illumination, I feel like you are somebody who would go above and beyond for yourself. And I think that anybody who gets that loyalty is very, very, very loved, cherished, and lucky to have you in their lives. So I think you should really, really appreciate that fact about yourself, that no matter how chaotic the situation looks, feels, or feels impossible, I think that I just saw 555, like, you change it up. You will change that. You will not remain stuck to those situations. You will not tell yourself that this cannot change. I feel like maybe one of your mantras is, like, I am going to change it, and whatever you're not changing, you are choosing, right? So I'm gonna conclude this reading with another card. I'm gonna try to understand what's coming for you because of this work, or I don't know, man. Blessings on blessings. What is coming for pile number 1? Your cards, I feel like you're a closed book. Like, there's something about this energy that's not allowing me. It's almost like I need to calm you. It's almost like I feel like I need to let you know that it's safe. It's almost like I need to hug you to just be like, hey, you know what, pile number 1, you can trust me. Like, it's like you don't want to open up to me. Yo, the destiny, Ace of Swords. We had Ace of Swords in reverse in the beginning. Did you see that? So, I want to let you know, with this card coming out, what I'm really picking up is that your life is what you make of it. If you think worse situations will come. And I am just telling you as it is. Now, your ifs and buts, your alterations, your, I don't know, your personalized stories, this is a fluid advice. Take it or leave it. Think positive. It's not going to be a life where there are no problems. Let's be very, very realistic. You will be knocked down. Think positive. You got this. Pile number 1, you got this. Think positive. There's always gonna be this situation in your life, and this is something that my mom has always told me since a very young girl, since I was a very young girl, that you can either cry about a situation or you can embrace it and, I don't know, reach a point of happiness. I'm still learning that, to be very honest. But she used to just tell me, be happy or sad, either ways, the situation is right in front of you. So it is honestly all about your attitude. Okay, so that's what I'm telling you. Think positive. You have the brains and the manifestation power within you. Okay, so pile number one, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that you found a message that was helpful. If you did, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm gonna see you guys in another one. Bye. Hello, pile number two. If you choose the Polychrome heart, this is going to be a reading. So, of course, like, you can make that assumption that when tarot readers are just like I'm gonna speak about myself. When I pick the crystals, it's because, like, of course, like, I like everything very matchy and like color coordinated. I feel like aesthetics are so important, just to have a beautiful environment. And I guess maybe that is because I am Libra, and my Venus is in Leo. um yeah, something told me that we have something similar here. We have Leo energy, strength for you with number 8. So um I feel like you're like very feminine. Whether you're a man or a woman, it just means that you have a very clear channeling connection to your divine feminine and your dark feminine inside as well. um I'm picking up that the fact that I explained about the beauty and, the Venus energy, aphrodisiac energy, the beauty, and it's almost like you should appreciate the body. Well, the body that you came in. It's almost like this heart wants my attention again and again. Like, I was about to talk about this. Um, it's like your energy is very feminine. One thing about feminine energy is that, or I'll just explain it in a more embodied sense, like man and a woman, right? They both have masculine and feminine energies, but the gender norms, the gender roles basically have a predominant energy. Perhaps like a woman is going to behave a little bit more feminine, right? That doesn't have to be the case. Okay, let's not get too much into right and wrongs, but what happens when a woman is a woman, basically, is she has a lot of emotions, right? And what a man provides in her life is like containment. You know what I mean? Like when you have a river and you build a dam so that you can control that water from high tidal waves or lower tidal waves. So I see that over here, that your energy is very feminine, because in the sense that I had to explain all of these, it's like it's very flowy, it's everywhere. It's vast in reach. It's beautiful, it's raw. It's unlike anything that most people have experienced or come with in this world. Because if you see this woman, she looks a little bit dumbfounded, okay, but I saw this headband as an infinity on her head, honestly. I'm trying to focus the best I can with the lavenders, the flowers. I told you it's all like a beauty, and she's wearing a bow, and she's just holding on to herself in what she's wearing as well, is what I'm seeing. Like, her hand is on her heart, and there's some sort of illumination over here, and she is wearing a ring, on her ring finger. I think that is her right hand. Yeah, so it's like I was about to say like about marriage, but then I thought like it's the right hand. So then it's almost like, I'm saying so many things right now because I am channeling into your energy. Before I started off your pile, I had this 5 minutes of like clearing out the energy from pile number one, shuffling and cleansing all my decks, and calling in my guides and just telling them like, please connect me with pile number 2. It's almost like I just saw 4-4. So it's almost like you are so protected, and you know that it's like you have this connectivity. You might be a medium. I heard mass communications. I don't know if you've done that education wise, and or journalism, but I am picking up over here that you are somebody that what you can appreciate about yourself is genuinely the way you take care of yourself. I want to say that this is not superficial. I don't think that you think taking care of yourself is superficial, honestly, with everything that I am discovering. I just saw triple four. So I feel like you protect yourself quite a lot, and a sense of sovereignty. Like you hold your heart very close to your chest. Like you hold your heart. Yeah, I mean, what I'm saying is probably making a lot of sense to somebody, because um I heard the song "You're Beautiful," it's true. I saw your face in a crowded space, and I don't know what to do, 'cause I'll never be with you. I sense that you have probably suffered a lot with romantic relationships. You've carried a difficult, karmic debt in this life with romance. I also sense maybe a twin flame or soulmate connections, but I think that somebody over here either needs to hear this or already knows that. So I'm just going to assume that you already know this, that you should appreciate that part of you and embrace that part of you that tells you that you are all you need. See, I do not believe in the fact that you need to completely abandon your need for human connections, emotional depth, physical comfort, or your sexuality and your sexual needs. And um, I feel like those things are very important, and to not defy your biological nature. I think that you are somebody that probably understands this or is on the path to understanding that yes, there are things that I need from other people. We are in an interdependent society. Humans are societal beings, and I think that you understand this. But there is a part of you which is also, I am all that I need. You consider yourself to be whole, and that is such a blessing to achieve. I think that as much as the physical realm is difficult for you, I think that you really thoroughly experience life. It's almost like with the strength. I was reading the guidebook for this card, just because I'm using this deck. And this deck basically said that the strength would be that somebody or this woman thinks that she can pluck the flower and she can show strength, but the strength is in the fact that she can, perhaps metaphorically speaking, water it and let it grow furthermore. It's like your energy is very feminine, nurturing, and somehow because we have the strength, it doesn't feel overly feminine or motherly, like you're out there to fix people and oh my god, did you get a boo-boo, I'm gonna kiss it, like, I mean, I find that really cute, but it's not how things really work, right? It's like you will be like, hey, let me properly like aid you with that, or cover it up, or help you with it. Like you're practical about these things, but there's this baseline or foundation of love, nurturance within you that a lot of people around you feel like. I don't know if you've heard this, like it's about your warmth. People feel your warmth, people really like your hugs, people really like your touch when you caress them, especially your lovers. I feel like nobody really moves on from you. Pile number two, I do feel like that is a flex. You should be happy about that. It's an energy so raw and so unique that not a lot of people can get and find. That's what I said in the beginning, right? And I was a little bit like, okay, spirit, do we really mean that? And then they're like, yes, we do mean that. Okay. So I think that you are quite practical with the energy, I am picking up over here. You are practical. You might be quite logical as well. Like, I think that you are, at this point, I think pile number two, you might be someone who knows how to handle their emotions quite well, because I just saw 9 9. There's so many synchronicities, because I'm seeing it on the number of minutes it's been recording for. So, it just really tells me like very divinely guided soul over here. You should really appreciate that the hand of God or universe is on you, right? So I have a card. We have confidence. Wow. We have ideation and pain. Oh, okay, very interesting. Okay, they want me to put back the ideation. They want me to take pain and talk about this right now. Should I clarify this? No, they're like, no. You might have very clear communication with your guides. I think um, your wisdom about spiritual knowledge, um, Toltec wisdom is what I'm hearing, basically ancestral wisdom, is very strong. And I see how, you know, this deck has all sorts of patterns which um, are similar or binding with the other cards. I'll pick any random card. Let's see what comes up. Passion. See, we have the dotted patterns over here, and then there's, you know, circles which I can see over here as well. So these cards are very like binding in with each other. It's like a mix and match puzzle, right? So I think this is the practicality that is coming from your end. You should really appreciate that you are very gifted with intelligence. Like I'm hearing horsepower. So basically, like, horsepower is used for you know, cars, I guess. And I would say that for you, horsepower is reminding me of IQ. It could be emotional intelligence, but I think that naturally also you're very intelligent, because I mentioned like the educational factors. So I feel like your understanding of society, you could be quite street smart, is also what I'm picking up, that you should really appreciate about yourself. But coming down with the confidence, I think that you are someone who knows how to fake it till you make it. By number two, I think that you don't maybe there's an ignorance is bliss kind of an analogy. I'm here picking up this somebody over here. You have really nice taste in music. Like, I think that your music is just you. You might have moods, but I think that your playlists are very tailor-made to your taste. Like, maybe you have understood what genre do you really like to listen to, and you're like perfecting that. Good taste in music is very important to speak to the soul, right? It's not just to impress others or listen to that honestly, no offense, but rap shit. Like, I listen to that too, but it's only a vibe sometimes. Like, I feel like you are somebody that looks for meaning in life. That's what I'm trying to say. You look for meaning in life, and I think that you would happily put on this, you know, glasses. That's why I was talking about the patterns over here, because like the pain is like sort of dripping down, but then there's also this concreteness that's trying to take it over. I don't know if I'm able to explain that very well. And then there's the dotted pattern in the sunglasses as well, which really gives me, you hide that pain so well, sometimes it hurts you. So yeah, I really want to bring up all the parts of you that, you know, you appreciate, but I feel like, or you should appreciate, but I feel like I am seeing a lot of things that are not visible probably to the naked eye. You're very good at shape shifting. That's probably where spirit is taking me with this reading. Like, you are very good with shape shifting. Pile number two, it's your survival instincts that I feel, because I'm gonna be very realistic. Okay, vulnerability is not to be shown everywhere. And you can agree or disagree with me on that. And it is not at all where I'm telling you that, oh, don't be vulnerable with people. I feel like vulnerability is a very natural way. One of my friends once told me, and I remember this. I remember this always when I see myself forcing something. Is that he told me that vulnerability just happens. It just happens. You know, in moments when you feel like, oh my God, I just overshared, or you feel like, oh my God, how did I just open up to them? Because that was meant to happen there. It can happen, and I see that maybe people just open up to you, or it just happens to you, but it happens to you very rarely, because you are somebody that doesn't really need a lot of people. So I do pick up on a fear of intimacy, but I feel like it is because um there's forgiveness, pile number 2, where you're walking on the path of forgiveness. You're trying to forgive yourself. Like there's a lot of deeper, like I'm picking up on surface level energies, and then I suddenly, right after that, I figure out the real meaning or the reasoning for why you are the way you are. And I feel like you might have made mistakes, opening up to the wrong people in the past, because you were operating out of trauma, and you thought this is what, a real companionship or compassion or friendship really looks like. So you might have made those mistakes in the past, right? I'm gonna pick out a few more cards for your reading. It didn't require like a lot of cards over here. I sense a little bit of like sensitivity suddenly, like I want to let you know, pile number 2, that I see your pain. Okay, I feel it right now. I see how much you are trying to be strong, and I want you to be utterly proud of yourself, because it's so difficult to put a brave face on, and you can't run away from your past. Okay, but I think that as much as you can, you are trying to face it. So please don't put yourself in that place where you're not doing enough. I think that your level of self-awareness eats you up sometimes, because you don't allow yourself to be a human. And I want you to know that you are adequate in this moment. You are enough. Your younger self is enough. Your parents never told you that, but I am telling you, you are enough. What you have done, achieved, what you're wanting to do, what you're doing every day, you are holding on to those pieces of your heart. And I want to let you know that that is very well good enough, that you're just trying. A perfect, there is nothing as perfect in this world, but a trying man is perfect. Any person who's trying their level best to put themselves out there, and not hide away from what has happened and what cards or hands they were dealt with in life. But I feel like you really, really need to appreciate the fact like how much you are trying, because I sense a little bit of startled energy. I sense, perhaps I'm picking up on triple two over here. So like maybe abuse, maybe you struggle with disassociation with your body. Maybe you are scared to get close to people because they can hurt you. They can turn out to be people that you don't know who they will be. Like I'm picking up on narcissistic abuse over here. I want to let you know that these people, they didn't pick you because you're weak. They picked you because you're strong, and they actually want to be like you. People with genuine narcissistic traits are people who don't pick you because you're weak, or they want to scapegoat you. They definitely try to do that, but I think that they are people who want to be like you, and that's why they keep pulling you down. So please remember that these people who belittle you, make you feel like anything less than you are, or even if it's yourself, it's just their own pain speaking. Okay, so sometimes your pain probably convinces you that you're not worthy, things that you haven't been able to heal until now. I'm telling you, you're amazing. You're beautiful, it's true. So we have like, what is this? Spirit. Okay, I'm gonna pick out a very random card. I'm just showing you so that you know I'm not cheating. Okay, I wanna take this card. Uranus, genius. I told you, you're very smart. Sometimes being smart can become a problem. But yeah, we go ahead with our superpowers, right? Learn to understand your weaknesses and your strengths so that you can optimize and be more efficient with your own human resource. So you go through a lot of awakenings, and I think that that can be painful. I'm getting like you're light worker, healer, okay, of course, because you attract a lot of people with very heavy dark energies, right? That's why I was trying to explain to you that you're not weak, why they pick you. See, I'm gonna give you a little bit of there's a lot of wisdom that I gave you today, right? But I'm gonna give you my last gem, that toxic people go everywhere, okay? They go to every person. It's just whether you allow them in your life or not. So be discerning of what are you allowing in your life. And I feel the need to pull out a blessing card for you, like what's going to happen for you. A better card pile number 2. Co-create. Bottom of the deck, go the distance between worlds. Your level of standards when it comes to love will keep changing, and if things don't work out, you best believe that's not what you deserve. I know that's the most bittersweet thing to hear in life, that oh, this is like not for me again. Yeah, this is not for you again. They are like just the bridge to, you know, where you need to get. And I hope you really do understand that a lot of people that you're going to meet might look at face value as your caliber or at your level, but they're not actually. Okay, you need someone who is spiritually as enlightened, or at least as strong and tenacious as you, because you are somebody that provokes people to do better at every given stage in their life, and a lot of people like to remain in their comfort zone. So don't beat yourself up because you want to remain in your comfort zone sometimes as well, but recognize when you're honestly settling for any given situation in your life. Okay, pile number 2. So I'm going to leave your reading here. I really do hope that you found a message that was helpful. I hope I was able to soothe your nerves a little bit, pile number 2. So let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information personal readings is given down below, and I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye. Hello, pile number 3. If you chose the tree agate, this is going to be your reading. So we have the Tower energy, Revolution, Scorpio, 16. You know, I was just taking a break from pile number 2, and I was lighting up these 3 candles, and I burned my finger a little bit, and it hurts. And I feel like I was about to say, like, there might be some, you know, burning from the past that you're still letting go. I think that it, you know, scorpionic energy, when it's out of balance, it can definitely be quite vengeful. And then we have scorpionic energy, which, I mean, clearly there's a lot of, like, you know, burning depictions over here. So I feel like I'm hearing the dust has settled, or something that has, you know, happened in your life. It has, or maybe it is an accumulation of a lot of things. Okay, I really don't know, but um, I think that you as a person are somebody who is not is not scared of burning bridges. And I feel like so much it's very cinematic. Like, I don't know how to express this energy to you. All 3 piles have their own, you know, unique essence, and I think that maybe you have this artistic streak to you, or maybe you're into directing, photography, filmmaking, acting, theater. There's something very cinematic over here. And like motion films is what I'm picking up. There is a talent over here within you for those things. Um, but I see, like, you know, the photography lens. like I am also very enthusiastic about photography, and whenever I walk around, or I find like my muse is the nature. Whenever I'm walking around, I see something that is just through my perception or my lens, like I would like to capture it, and I see like if that can be captured in the lens, right? Or if I can, fiddle around with the angles to get that perspective that I saw through my own lens. So I see that you are somebody that could be a great spiritual teacher, or just a teacher as well, like through education, or you could be a professor. You're thinking about that, but you are somebody that could be also a great storyteller. I'm picking up that you have this thing where you, honestly, you know how to break things down like into bits and pieces, and make that like a very solid information into something that is soluble. Honestly, like it's easier to digest, it's easier to understand. You're a great teacher because you can take big concepts, narrow it down and explain that. So you might be that child, who probably studies, or and studies, and then they can help their friends study those difficult, theories, break it down for them, or your level of understanding is very good. This kind of reminds me that I've never been a bookworm, but like I can really remember something if I understand the crux of it. So I think you go down to the root of everything. You might be a very I've picked up, bane and boons in all three piles, and I think for you, um it's almost like you could be a very chatty person. Like once you open up, you have a lot to say. Though, I feel like you have really seen life, almost like at all, from all walks of life. Maybe you know a lot of people, or you just know people that those perspectives or those lessons or those values really matter. So I think you should really appreciate about the substance that you carry. You're really very cinematic. I'm hearing that quote, find something you die for and then live for it. It's almost like you're very intense, but I really appreciate, like perhaps you are like this as well. Like you appreciate like adding your own twist to things. You're maybe nature is your muse as well. I'm picking up like you really really enjoy these things. You enjoy, there's something that is very very cinematic about you. Like you think of life as a big playground, or like you have big dreams, and dreams that are not related to commercial success. That might be true, like of course, money does make you quite happy, right? And I think that you are somebody that is looking for a different kind of success, which is not mainstream. Like it's about your achievements. It's about like what you want to make of yourself. Pile number 3, the kind of person that you want to hold yourself up to that level of standard. Like I feel like you are somebody that if you make mistake, I think that you take a while. I think that your pride gets in the way, but you take a while to see like what has actually happened. And I feel like you're a good person. I really do feel that. And I laugh about it because like I don't see these things on my channel just for the sake of it. Because I feel like spirit, when they give me an energy, it really really like it sort of like encircles me, and it makes me feel like you really make people feel like family is what I'm picking up. Like you're a ride or die, and that's the cinematic experience as well. You know how you see like in movies, like people are just ride or die for their other half, is what I'm picking up. um your energy is making me nervous, but in a sense where it's like you could be quite intimidating because of your intensity, is what I'm picking up. We have Ace of Swords, the Yod, Destiny. See, it says born for this. You were born with this. Pile number 3, your soul archetype is like you're patient. um, you're gonna sit with the situation, you're gonna take your time to dive deep into the deeper cause, figure out what it is not, and where do I want to take this situation for. I really get some romantic relationship affair kind of a thing where maybe people have hurt you in the past, and I think that you think that, you know, relationships have their ups and downs, but then you also it's kind of like that thing that I've heard. One of my friends, she was like, we all are red flags, you just pick the red flag that you want to deal with. So it was just a fun, you know, it was quite catchy to understand that all of us have flaws, and you just have to understand what are you willing to work with that person, right? And it's not just us, they also do that. So I think that you are very realistic about these things. You understand that nobody is going to be perfect, and I think that in that amount of compassion, leverage, perhaps leniency, for lack of better word over here, people have taken advantage of that, and that's why I sense that there's burning from the past, right, that I picked up over here. Oh, it was this thumb. So apparently I don't feel it anymore, so maybe these things are something that are healing inside, and slowly by slowly, it's like the mind that you have is not forgetting about how it got burned in the past, right? I just saw 444. So it makes me wonder, what do you really do for these situations? Spirit is telling me meditation. A few of you do meditation, or you pray like religiously, or you there's some sort of like faith and philosophy, of course, that you follow. Like you definitely believe that there's a higher power looking out for you, looking for you. And I feel like with the tower, it's also this energy where I feel like you are looking for your ultimate soulmate. Like there's this internal voice that tells you that there will be somebody very, very prominent. Like you believe in there's someone for everybody in this world, kind of a thing. So I feel like you should appreciate this dreamer energy within you. Appreciate this part of you, because not a lot of people are going to understand that. Perhaps even me, you know, like, because obviously I can't see life through your lens, but knowing that this is what is coming for you, this is because, you know, when you dream, the best thing about dreamers is that they don't let their, you know, baloney get in the way of dreaming. They just let their mind wander off, and they let things just fall apart when they don't fit their, basically their dream box. You know, they don't fit their ideations. So I feel like not only are you realistic, because I don't think that you are somebody who's just like, yeah, I'm just gonna get somebody perfect and there's gonna be no problems. I see that you are realistic about it, but just this dreamer inside you which tells you that, you know what, I am going to find somebody who is going to be worthwhile and they're going to respect me, because I feel like love is a very big part of your life, and I respect that. Okay, there's nothing that you should feel ashamed of for wanting that romantic interest. Like this deck was just waiting to pop out. Disruption. See, this is the same energy. Revolution and disruption. Cleanse. For success and reflection. You're going to take that time. I feel like you're going to take that time to really, really understand, hey, what is it that I'm really looking for, and how is this panning out? You know what I mean? I'm picking up on 222, which is union energy. So perhaps you really believe that there is somebody out there, and I want you to keep believing that, because this is what is going to bring you closer to that person. It's really like sometimes I feel like you feel very deeply. You are those. I am picking up on healing energies, like you're a healer. So this dreamlike energy sometimes probably feels like, no, fuck it, you know, I got to be very, very practical about my life. I can't be doing all of these things. But I think that when you try to be that person, it takes away from your authenticity. And of course, you have to be street smart and, you know, whatever is required to develop more skills and talents to navigate your way through life. Especially, I'm getting like financially, you're trying to develop more education or, you know, grasp and more knowledge about that. But I'm seeing that don't push away that dreamer energy within you. This is what makes you you. This is what this is how your mind, body and spirit aligns. Like, if you try to change yourself, you will not know where to go, you will not understand what really is for you. And I think that this is what I want you to appreciate about yourself, is this lens that is completely yours. Pile number 3, this lens that is completely yours, because it will take you to your destiny. And fuck yes, there will be difficulties in life, of course. Sometimes you're going to want to give up on that childlike energy from within, and you're going to want to give up on love because you're not going to meet that person. Because I think that for whoever you're attracting, say you're a man, you're looking for your queen per se, you have to become a king first, right? Vice versa. And a lot of people are going to come in between that are going to challenge you to become that king first. So this is what I want you to appreciate about yourself, that the way you view yourself internally, you're a hardworking person who wants to work on themselves and who wants to keep bettering themselves and not give up. I don't think that you are somebody who can do a 9 to 5. I wouldn't buy it, that this is pile number 3, because it takes a lot to save this innocence within you, you know. And change in the wind, a lot of times things don't go the way you plan, right? Time to go, and have to let go of. See, I told you, regeneration. This is exactly what I wanted to be shown over here. Thank you so much, Spirit. Like, this is what I've been trying to explain to you. Things will come which will tell you to let go of it. And I feel like what you should appreciate more, in fact, is that you do that. You clean out things. See how the way the cards have panned out themselves, is, you know, change in wind with disruption, cleanses over here, time to go, and regeneration with the destiny. When you understand and you take the time to reflect that, you know what, this is not working out for me. This is why you keep elevating. And I feel like because of this regeneration, it's like keeping up with the trends, you know what I mean? Keeping up with, you know, like it's almost like a new level of your life requires a new vibration. It requires a new version of you, and I think that you really do understand that. So sometimes we all can be stubborn, right? We have 46 and 45. You take that time out. You take that time. And I think that you go through a lot of awakenings is what I'm picking up. So to understand that your life is not difficult is actually very fruitful. Like, you are really working on. Do you ever wonder, like, you're philosophical? Do you ever really, really wonder just in the middle of the day, like, what am I doing on earth? Do you ever have that feeling? I have that feeling. I would just randomly be like, I really want to go back home. Like, I would really want to go back home. I would really like to do that. Excuse me. I would really like to go back home. Like, I'm just like, I'm done being here. You know what I mean? I feel like you have that feeling. Like, I'm just done being here, man. So I think when things get tough, okay, I think I'm going to remind myself that later on as well. Like, you know, it's just in a situation where you feel stuck and you don't know a solution. You feel like you're settling for it. I think that you understand that it's time to let go because you're settling for it. This could be about anything, and I feel like your level of understanding does not limit to only romantic partners over here. I feel like it applies to everywhere in your life. Like, you might have difficult family karma, family karmic debt, and you know, you could be a generational pattern breaker because you're just different. I feel like you're so different over here, and that honestly makes me very excited for you because you're unique. So that's why I want you to really, one thing you can definitely take away from this reading is don't let go of that dreamer energy within you. You're going to get that life, and of course not just by sitting hand on hand. sitting with crystals in your hand and just saying like, universe, I want this. You're going to work for it, right? And I think that the work that you do the most is internal work. It's effortless calling in, you attract things. So keep believing in what your philosophy of life is, okay? It really serves you. If everybody followed the same philosophy for themselves, there would be no uniqueness in this world, right? So don't give up on who you really are. Come what may, okay? Things will come and go that would challenge who you are. And honestly, if you believe in God and the devil wins the moment you tell yourself that I'm not going to do this because things don't go my way or work out for me. That's when you're letting the devil win. Because if you're like, hey, I'm just going to become heartless now because like love doesn't come my way, you're letting the dark side win. That's exactly what they want. So I don't know who needs to hear this. Maybe you are quite religious. Maybe you do understand this. But I'm going to pull out an advice card for you. Pile number 3 to conclude this reading. Advice, or what blessings are coming in for you. See, we have 2 cards in green, which is beautiful for you. They just pop right out. We have growth and rest. I feel like the amount of emotional healing that you're doing does, cost you a lot of energy, right? So allowing yourself to rest through this phase of growth. I feel like a lot of changes are around the corner as well, and I think that they are a product of your manifestation or whatever you ask, because I feel like there is a lot of involvement about like praying, asking the divine for. I just heard notifications. I don't know where do I get that from, my spirit guides. I think that you should, tap more into what the universe is showing you, because I feel like the signs are around you. And resting is important for you in the sense because it's clearly over there. Because you know how we work out and then we need a proper night's sleep and food so that our body can recover. So this is what I'm seeing. You're doing the work, let your body also recover. It's not a marathon. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. So allow yourself to take a rest. Take a break in between. Take rest, and you don't have to be perfect. You can't be perfect. You can't be everything before your time, okay? So you are where you need to be. Pile number 3. I think you struggle with that, but take this as a confirmation, okay? Please do. That you are where you need to be in this moment. Appreciate everything that you have been through. Don't let your pride get in the way of recognizing how far you have come on your journey. Okay? So pile number 3, this was your reading. I'm going to leave it here. I really do hope that you found a message that was helpful. If you did, please do hit the like button, subscribe for more, hit the bell icon so you know whenever I upload next. Let me know down in the comment section how that resonated. Information for personal readings is given down below, and I'm going to see you guys in another one. Bye.